You ever meet someone who feels like a miracle you didn't pray for, but somehow they show up right when you think love forgot you? That was her. I wasn't looking for love. I was just existing, working, surviving, pretending I was okay. Then she came along. She had that kind of energy that pulled you in without even trying. Her laugh was loud. Her presence was magnetic. And when she looked at me, it felt like she saw through every wall I had built. She was different. Or at least, that's what I believed, and I let my guard down. For the first time in a long time, I thought, maybe this is it. Maybe love really does come when you least expect it. I told my friends, she's the one. But what I didn't know back then was that sometimes love enters your life to teach you a lesson, not to stay. The first few months were perfect. She'd text me every morning, "Good morning, my love." She made me feel seen, wanted. We'd talk for hours about our dreams, our fears, and the pain we'd both been through. I fell fast, faster than I should have. We talked about marriage, about traveling the world together. She told me she never felt safe before me, and that's all I needed to hear. Because I've always wanted to be someone's safe place. I gave her everything, my time, my energy, my heart, and she said she'd do the same. But somewhere between "I love you" and "I'll never leave," something changed. The calls got shorter. The tone of her voice changed. I started noticing the little lies. "Just busy," she'd say, but her stories didn't match. And the worst part? She started making me feel like I was the problem. Every disagreement turned into, "You're too sensitive." Every question I asked was, "You don't trust me." So I started apologizing, for asking, for caring, for noticing, because I didn't want to lose her. But what I didn't realize was, I was already losing myself. Love wasn't supposed to hurt this much, but I convinced myself that pain meant passion, that maybe this was what real love looked like. There were nights I'd sit in the car after work just staring at the steering wheel, trying to find the courage to go home. The silence between us was louder than any argument. We lived in the same space, but it felt like two strangers under one roof. One night, I looked at her sleeping beside me, and I realized I was in love with the memory of her, not the woman she had become. That's when I knew staying wasn't saving us. It was slowly destroying me. Leaving wasn't easy. When you've built your world around someone, walking away feels like setting fire to everything you've ever known. But I had to choose peace. Even if it meant walking alone, I remember the sound of the door closing behind me. It wasn't just the end of a relationship, it was the start of my healing. For months, I battled with loneliness. Some nights, I wanted to call her, just to hear her voice. But every time I reached for my phone, I reminded myself, I'm not healing to go back. I'm healing to move forward. Healing is messy. It's crying in silence. It's deleting photos and re-downloading them again. It's realizing that missing someone doesn't mean you should return to them, but I made a decision. I was going to rebuild me. I started journaling. I started praying again. And slowly, the pain began to turn into lessons. That journey, every emotion, every breakthrough, is what I put into my mini-course. How I escaped the cycle of toxic love. My journey to healing and freedom. If you've ever felt trapped in love that hurts more than it heals, this course was made for you. You'll find the link in the description below. Healing isn't about revenge. It's about remembering your worth. I started doing things that reminded me who I was before her. Music, exercise, reading. I reconnected with friends who once said, "You disappeared, man." I realized something powerful. Sometimes God removes people from your life, not to punish you, but to protect you. And when you stop chasing what's breaking you, you make room for what's meant for you. I wasn't looking for love. But she came quietly this time. No drama, no pressure, no confusion. She didn't ask about my past. She asked about my peace. She listened more than she spoke, and she made me laugh again. Her love wasn't loud. It was calm, patient, real. That's when I understood, love isn't about intensity, it's about consistency. It's not about fireworks. It's about peace that stays. If you're watching this right now, maybe your heart's tired. Maybe you're holding on to something that's slowly killing your spirit. Please listen. Love shouldn't destroy you to prove it's real. The right person will never make you beg for peace. And if you need someone to talk to, someone who will listen and guide you without judgment, I got you. You can message me through Instagram or email, tell me your story, and I'll send you a personal voice message with my advice and guidance. You don't have to suffer in silence, you're not alone. And if you want daily reminders and healing content, follow me on Instagram for love quotes and real talk. Follow me on TikTok for motivational relationship stories. Read my blog for deep reflections on love, healing, and growth. All links are in the description below. This story isn't just mine. It's a reflection of so many who loved too deeply and forgot to love themselves too. So if my words touched you, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new story that might help you heal or believe in love again. Every month, I'll do a special shout-out for one subscriber who likes, shares, and stays active in the comments. And every year, one loyal subscriber will get free access to my mini course, How I Escaped the Cycle of Toxic Love, and a personal shout-out on this channel. And remember this, when this channel hits 1 million subscribers, I'll finally show my face and share the full truth behind my story. The real emotions, the heartbreak, and the love that saved me. Because this isn't just a YouTube channel. It's a safe space. It's a journey of real love, real life, where hearts heal, where pain becomes purpose, and where men learn to love without losing their strength. Family. Sometimes it's blood, sometimes it's bond, sometimes it's the people God placed in your life to hold you when you thought you were about to fall apart. And before I close this chapter, before I finish this journey with you, I need to say something I've been carrying in my chest for years. A thank you, a real, from the core of my heart, thank you. Because without these people, without their strength, I wouldn't have survived the storms. I wouldn't have learned love. I wouldn't have learned what it means to rise. To my grandparents, you were my first home, my first safe place, my first real example of what love looks like when it's humble and pure, Grandpa. You taught me discipline without raising your voice. Grandma, you taught me kindness without ever asking for anything back. Every time the world made me feel small, you were the ones who reminded me that I was meant to stand tall to my parents. We had our ups and downs, our hard moments, our distance, our misunderstandings. But I understand now. You were fighting your own battles while trying to raise me. You didn't always have the tools, but you always had the heart. And that heart is why I made it this far. Thank you for giving me life. Thank you for giving me the strength I didn't even know I inherited to my sister. You were the quiet warrior, the one who never asked for praise, the one who stood by me in silence but loved me loudly. When I was breaking, you were the person who looked at me and said, "Try one more time." You saved me more times than you know. To my auntie, your love was a shelter. Your guidance was a map. Your words were the hugs my heart needed. You stepped in when life felt empty, and you filled it with warmth, laughter, and truth. You didn't just support me, you believed in me. To my partner, you walked into my life like a sunrise, quiet, warm, beautiful, unexpected. You loved me when I didn't know how to love myself. You held me when I was afraid of being touched. You stayed when you had every reason to walk away. You saw the broken pieces and chose to build with me, not judge me. You are my peace, my heart, my better days. And loving you taught me how to love me. To my subscribers, viewers, and supporters, you don't know how much you changed my life. Every like, every comment, every share, every "I needed this today." Every time you watched my videos, even when life was hard, you gave me strength. You all became my extended family. You turned my pain into purpose. You turned my story into healing, not just for me, but for thousands of others walking through heartbreak, doubt, or loneliness. I love you all more than you know. And as we wrap up this 11-part story, this isn't a goodbye. This is a new beginning. A beginning of deeper stories, raw honesty, real lessons, and real love. And as promised, monthly subscriber shout-out. Every month, I'll choose one subscriber who likes, comments, shares, stays active on the channel, and I'll shout you out in a full video yearly giveaway. At the end of every year, one loyal subscriber who's been consistent all year will get free access to my mini course, How I Escaped the Cycle of Toxic Love, My Journey to Healing and Freedom. Plus a major shout-out on the channel. To join in, make sure you like, comment, share, and watch every video all the way through. Before we go, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. And if you're dealing with relationship issues and need someone to talk to, I offer one-on-one private voice message sessions. You can message me through email or Instagram. Just send your situation, and I'll send you my advice and a solution in a voice message. Links are in the description. My blog, my TikTok, my Instagram, my mini course. And finally, to my grandparents, my parents, my sister, my auntie, my partner, and every single one of you watching this. Thank you for loving me through my healing. Thank you for walking this journey with me. Thank you for believing in real love, real life. I love you all, truly. This is not the end. This is our beginning. Until next time, stay real, stay loving, stay healing.